Hello, September, and hello to my favourite season, autumn, a clean slate. The air gets colder, light begins to fade, weekends filled with forest walks, leaves turning gold, blackberries bloom, stewed apples, cinnamon on absolutely everything, pies, potatoes, stews, baked bread, all of the comfort food. It is finally time for cozy knits and chunky boots and slowing down. It's time to reflect, sink into a good book, get cozy and spend evenings by the fire. I am so ready. Let's spend this autumn together.
Welcome back, guys, and welcome and hello. September and autumn, my absolute favourite season. There is just something about autumn that feels truly magical. The whole world starts to change colour. All of the leaves go from green to gold, and you can definitely call me over sentimental and cheesy if you like, but I just think there is something so metaphoric about how we mimic nature this time of year. All the trees start to shed all of the leaves that have been weighing them down, and I think that after such a chaotic and intense spring and summer period, I love to be able to just let go of everything that's been piling on top of me and just get comfortable and quiet and peaceful as we head into this cozy season. And it's also Virgo season. My birthday is in just a few days, and so it's also such a good time for planning and organising and feeling settled within ourselves. I have no doubt that this season is going to be such an amazing one and probably my favourite autumn yet. So I really wanted to set some intentions for the new season and the new month today. We're not going to set goals. I don't want to have anything too restrictive or harsh, but just intentions for the things that I want to experience and the things that I want to feel over the next few months. But before we dive into thinking all about autumn, I wanted to spend a few moments reflecting on the Glow Up Challenge that some of us have been doing together to probably say goodbye and close the chapter of summer together. So a few key things that I learned as a result of the Glow Up Challenge. First of all, I am so glad I did it. August was actually a really tough month for me work-wise. It was very intense, and even though that meant that, to be honest, I did not keep to all of those goals every single day, just having a little voice inside my head reminding me of some of the healthy, productive habits that I wanted to achieve when I could fit them in did me so much good. I also really learned that progress isn't linear. So even if you miss a day or miss a couple of days, it doesn't mean that the cumulative effect of what you're trying to do isn't taking place within you. So for example, I definitely didn't wake up at 6:30 a.m. every single weekday. However, because I was aiming for waking up at 6:30 every single weekday, and on some days I was genuinely achieving that, it's meant that overall I'm waking up by 7 without an alarm most days of the week. That might not seem like a lot, but that's a proper half an hour earlier than I would normally naturally wake up. It was 7:30 before I started the challenge, and now I'm definitely waking up before 7. It might not be 6:30, but that is absolute progress. So a reminder, if you did the challenge or if you didn't, if you set yourself goals or intentions, there is honestly something so powerful in the way that it shifts your mind and it shifts your habits and behaviors, at least in the direction of where you want to go. And that is such a powerful thing. And then finally, my self-care evenings. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how much I have missed my evenings. And I know that now we're going into autumn, we're gonna have so many more opportunities for cozy nights in together. But I did 2 proper self-care solo evenings over the course of the 4-week challenge. And they were just absolute bliss. And they really reminded myself how important it is to look after me and how much it boosts my confidence and my positivity and my optimism about the world when I just spend a whole evening feeling like I'm really treating myself to all of the goodness that I deserve. So again, whether you're doing the challenge or not, I really recommend baking in a couple of hours or a whole evening if you've got one to a proper self-care evening, because wow, the impact on the rest of my week was absolutely divine on the weeks that I did that. Okay, now for my favorite bit, let's start looking ahead to autumn. I mean, I'm already experiencing the joys of autumn. The weather here is insane. You can probably actually see through the reflection in the window, but the weather just keeps changing so dramatically. About an hour ago, it was absolutely torrential rain, and now the sun has come out and it's absolutely glorious. And that just screams autumn to me. Anyway, so today I want to set intentions in 3 key categories: how I want to feel, habits I want to practice, and experiences I want to have over autumn. So if we start with how I want to feel. To me, I really like to think of autumn as such a gentle time of year, and I am so excited to just try and embody in every way I can soft girl autumn. The way I'm choosing to structure how I want to feel for this season is by choosing 2 words. I'd really recommend for you to do the same. You could also just choose 1 word if there's one key thing you want to focus on. But for me, the 2 words that I want to choose to really embody the next few months for me are gentle and present. As I mentioned, the last month especially, but really the last few months for me, and the last couple of seasons, if I'm allowed to go as far back as spring, have felt really quite intense for me, and I really want to use this next period to just slow down, recharge, take things slow, get cozy, check in with myself, and really create a peaceful headspace for myself before we get to the whole festive season, which is filled with so much excitement. But I really want this period between now and when the festive season kicks off to just feel really calm and peaceful and just take things very slow and gentle. The next word for me is present. I want to try and really enjoy and soak up the next 3 months before I start getting too carried away looking ahead to Christmas. We all know that autumn is a bit of a runway to the festive season, but I really want to stay focused on the here and now and really soak up this time of year and focus each day and each week on what I'm grateful for and what I'm loving about where I am in the here and now. And as you guys know that I mentioned in my last video, I've also purchased, or very nearly purchased, my absolute dream home. It's Cameron and I's dream place. We honestly couldn't think of anywhere more perfect for us. We are so excited to move in. Again, I'm just praying that nothing goes wrong in those final few stages before we complete, but we should be getting the keys in the last week of September. So all going well, we'll get them the last week of September. I've been told to assume it might be a little bit later than that because things do get pushed out. But this is the first time that I've kind of sold a property and bought a new home, so I don't really know all the ins and outs. But hopefully end of September, early October, I'm gonna have the keys to our new place and moving in. And to me, there's really never been a more important time for me to stay really in the present moment and soak it up, because there's gonna be so many core memories made moving into our first proper home together. So I am so excited for that, and reminding myself throughout the season to really stay present and enjoy the moment is going to be so important to me. And I know that I'm going to feel so grateful for that in the future. And honestly, guys, can you imagine if you were around last cozy season, you know that I absolutely love to use either the Netflix fireplace program to set a really cozy atmosphere in my flat, or I love to use the YouTube cozy scenes that have a crackling fireplace in. And in the new home, we have our own fireplace. I am honestly so excited. I think it is a gas fire, so it's not burning proper wood, which, I mean, we can't have it all, but just having a real fireplace was such a non-negotiable for me. I say non-negotiable. It was something I really wanted, and I hoped we'd find somewhere that had it, and we did, and we have. And oh, the thought of cozying up by our fire with a book tucked under cozy blankets has me all kinds of excited. You have no idea, and I'm just so excited to be able to hang out with you guys in our new space. Okay, on to habits I want to practice. So even though we're going to take things gentle and take things slow, I always want to make sure I am embedding into my days and my weeks habits that are going to make a difference and improvements to my life, to both make me an incrementally better person over time, and also just to make sure that I really am enjoying life and living up to my fullest potential. So the 5 habits that I really want to practice in autumn are: firstly, drinking more water. It was one of the goals that I had in the Glow Up Challenge, and I am not willing to let that one go yet. It makes such a big difference to so many elements of my life. It makes me feel less fatigued when life is really quite intense, and it has so many health benefits. And honestly, my skin has been getting so much better since I've been drinking more water. So I really want to prioritize drinking more water as the first one. Secondly, I want to make sure that I am cooking with locally produced foods this season. Living seasonally is one of the biggest things that ever changed my life, just to focus on a 3-month 3-month period at a time. And cooking each season is one of my absolute favorite things, and entering a new season means a whole new suite of recipes. It means stewed apples, it means cinnamon, it means a lot of root veg here in the UK. We've obviously got pumpkins coming around the corner very soon in October. So just really making sure that every single week I'm enjoying the process of cooking very autumn specific recipes and meals. I know that's going to bring me so much joy and happiness over the next few months. So cooking with local seasonal produce is my habit number 2. Number 3 is my fitness or my movement goals for the next few months. I want to both keep up my running for as long as I possibly can. I think winter's going to be a harder one for me to keep up with. But you guys know how much I'm loving my running, but I don't know if I love it enough to be running in minus temperatures in like sideways rain. I'm just not sure that's very me. But autumn, I absolutely can keep it up. The air gets slightly colder, so it's much easier to run than in the baking heat. And I'm really looking forward to maintaining my 3 runs a week. I also, as it gets colder, really want to get back into hot yoga. Hot yoga is one of my favorite ever things to do in the colder months. It makes you feel so flexible and stretchy and lean, and it's also such a meditative experience, I find. You have to actually focus so hard on exactly what you're doing in hot yoga, and it just really gets me out my own head and helps me switch off after an intense day of work. And it's probably one of the only workouts I feel like I look forward to after a full day of work. So I really want to find a new hot yoga studio that's near where we're moving to. Okay, so the next habit that I really want to focus on is getting out into nature every week. I've already talked in this video, probably too much, about how I just am obsessed with the color changes in nature through autumn. All of the oranges and golds and tawny brown colours, they're just so beautiful, and the leaves fall, and then when you go on long walks through the countryside, all the leaves are all crunchy underfoot. I just think it's such a magical time to get out in nature, and I want to make sure that I'm doing that every single week. Where we're moving to is actually outside of London. We're moving to Surrey, which means that we have so much more abundance of nature on our doorstep, and we would be crazy not to make the most of that. So now that we have so many forest nature walks on our doorstep, I want to be getting out into nature every single week without fail. Because if anything can make us feel peaceful and calm and grounded, it's a good dose of nature. And then my final one is actually skincare focused. I really want to prioritize hydration-based skincare over the next few months. I know you couldn't really see it on camera, but honestly, my skin has been so dry this summer, and it's been just not very nice to experience. It's been flaky and crumbly and sore, and I just don't want to get back into that place. I truly think that partly it was because I wasn't drinking enough water. I don't fully know what the combination of factors were, but I know that when the wind picks up in the UK and temperatures get colder, my skin can get quite dry, and I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back there. I feel like my skin's doing way better. It is still quite dry, especially here. I get quite dry patches, but it's doing so much better. I don't want to go back there. So prioritizing hydration focused skincare, making sure that I'm using that skincare every single day. And I guess this one also kind of links to my first goal of drinking more water, just that I can keep my skin feeling its very best through the autumn months. Okay, and then finally, in my opinion, this is the most fun bit, because this is the bit that is just screams autumn, and sorry if I'm getting overexcited, but the experiences I want to have in autumn. I just think the experiences you have in autumn are the best experiences out of the whole year. So I've got a bit of a list. I have no doubt this list is going to keep growing. And please, please, please let me know in the comments, no matter how big or small, what are your favorite things to do in autumn that maybe I should do too. It doesn't matter if they're like tiny things or like proper experiences. I want to know them all. I want to do them all. I am so excited. These are the ones that I've got on my list so far. Number 1, I have already mentioned, reading a book, a proper fiction book that I can get lost in by my new fireplace, in my new armchair that I haven't bought yet, but we know there's like this perfect reading nook with an armchair that I'm gonna buy a big comfy armchair to go in that near the fire. So the first one is reading a fiction book by my cozy fireplace. The second one is picking pumpkins. I have actually never been pumpkin picking before, and for this Halloween, as we head into October, I really, really want to go pumpkin picking, and because we're going to be a little bit further out of town, there are a lot more farms around where we're going to be living, and I know there is a farm that does pumpkin picking that's not too far from us, so I really want to try and make sure that we get tickets. I think they open, oh, now that I say that, they might have actually already opened for tickets. For me, today is the 1st of September, and I think they might have opened on the 1st of September. Right, as soon as I finished filming this, I'm going to go buy myself my pumpkin picking tickets because I'm so excited to do that. My third one is the woodland walk that I talked about, but with homemade hot chocolates, or I absolutely love a chai latte. And I have never learned how to make it at home, so I really want to take either hot chocolate or homemade chai latte with me on some of the woodland walks that I go on this season. I just need to find myself a good homemade chai latte recipe because I've never made it at home before. I've only ever bought it out, but it just, chai also screams autumn to me in the very best way. The next one is baking autumn desserts. So for me, that is apple crumble. Nothing screams this time of year and makes me feel more homey and nostalgic than apple crumble. And I'm so excited to bake apple crumble with locally sourced apples with way too much cinnamon and a load of creamy custard. Oh, that is definitely very high on the list for me. The next one is also food related, and it is cooking a Sunday roast dinner in my brand new kitchen. The kitchen is honestly the showstopper of the home. I can't wait for you to see it. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so excited to cook a proper Sunday roast dinner. As I've said, I eat very seasonally, and there are so many people in the UK that have their roast dinners all the way through the year, and it's a staple every single Sunday regardless of the weather. I only really do Sunday roasts. I mean, for me, Sunday roasts are basically a religion. We do categorically do them all the way through the cozy season, but I do really stop them through spring, summer, and kind of transition to Sunday barbecues instead. But cozy season's back, which means I get to cook proper Sunday roasts again, and I'm so pumped. And then my final one for now, but as I said, this list will keep growing, is starting Gilmore Girls again. I don't care how many times I've seen it. I don't care how much I know all the words. Gilmore Girls is autumn, autumn is Gilmore Girls, and it is so cozy, so comforting. I start it again every single autumn, and I will be starting it again in the next few days. If you're also a fan, you'll know exactly how I feel. There is just nothing like Gilmore Girls to truly get you in the cozy season spirit. Okay, so those are all of the categories that I want to set intentions for the next few months of autumn, and especially September, which is birthday month, so it's always a really special one for me. As you can tell, setting intentions for autumn has probably got me far too excited. I hope some of you guys are with me already if you already love this season. If it's not one of your favorites, I hope this video has given you some ideas and inspiration on ways that you can really enjoy the next few months of autumn. Now, I need you guys to carry the autumn flag for me for a couple of weeks, because I'm about to take a swift detour away from autumn content, because I'm actually going away next week to a proper sunny summer holiday location. I have got so many holiday days left to take before the end of the year with work, so I am off to have a bit of a summer holiday by the sea and by the pool, which I haven't done at all this year, and I'm so excited to probably see the sea and actually swim in it. So as much as I am desperate to get into the autumn content, I'm just going to enjoy that last burst of summer for the next couple of weeks, and I'll obviously take you with me, show you where we're going, show you all of my favorite things that I do while I'm there, and then I will be back, and then we'll be sinking into all of this coziness hardcore together. But while I'm gone, if you're staying home, please have some cinnamon for me, bake a cookie for me, and just let me live vicariously through you while you're starting off cozy autumnness. Yes, knowing I have all of this to look forward to when I get back has me so excited. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We would absolutely love to have you join this cozy corner of the internet. Have the very best week, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.